that there's a steady supply of energy to our member states, and we continue working with those member states as we have been doing since the Repower strategy.
So indeed, I can confirm that Commissioner Schwitzer will travel to DC later this week. She will participate in the meeting of the Board of Peace for the specific part dedicated to Gaza.
We have mobilized 800 billion euros for defense. Member states are spending 5% as a target of GDP on defense. NATO has 2 new members. Now what we did on defense, we must do on competitiveness.
And together we must ensure dignity and freedom for our friends in Ukraine.
What we've said from the very beginning, that this anti-corruption is a clear aspect of the accession negotiations, is one on which we are keeping a very, very close eye.
We had been presenting the outline of the measures to be taken also to our G7 partners, because obviously it's best if we take steps in a coordinated manner.
Without a successful transition away from fossil fuels, many of our other efforts will be in vain. Now is the time to accelerate this transition, and how to achieve that is what today's discussion is all about. We face many challenges on the way towards achieving this goal. The technology we need to decarbonize and renew the fisheries sector is still far from perfect, and investment remains too low.
So the message is pretty clear. Shein has to analyze the risks it poses to our consumers in the European Union. It has to mitigate them. We will now conduct an in-depth investigation, and we invite the company to cooperate throughout the process.
Se il governo italiano, come tutti gli altri governi, dovessero presentare una proposta di legge, un decreto legge, una soluzione in questo senso, la Commissione valuterà quel testo e lo valuterà con gli uffici delle direzioni generali competenti. These are not only national borders, they are European borders. They are the EU's eastern frontier, and what happens there concerns all Europeans. We have therefore proposed to establish East Invest, a dedicated financing facility with the IB Group, international financial institutions and national promotional banks. The communication therefore proposes action in 5 priority areas, combining cohesion policy with other EU tools. First, security and resilience. We aim to address persistent hybrid threats and security gaps, strengthen preparedness and resilience, protect critical infrastructure, and improve military mobility. These regions are often perceived as high risk, making investment more difficult. We have therefore proposed to establish East Invest, a dedicated financing facility with the IB Group, international financial institutions and national promotional banks. The mid-term also recognized the specific situation of those regions through higher pre-financing and higher co-financing rates. Member States have already used this flexibility extensively, including for defense-related industries, military mobility, civil preparedness, critical infrastructure and emergency shelters.
The EU and our member states, we are ready to further contribute to peace talks and to security guarantees. We are already contributing by strengthening Ukrainian armed forces and at the same time strengthening European defense. The claims made by a lawyer representing Justice Minister Yariv Levin regarding the European Union are entirely false, offensive and unacceptable. I want to be clear from here, the European Union has never and will never attempt to bring down a democratically elected government.
We do believe that we have an important role to play. As you know, we are the biggest external provider of assistance to the Palestinians, together with our long-term and recovery assistance, but also the humanitarian aid.
It is important that we are at the table, as Guillaume said, to be not just a payer, but also a player.
Since then, we are working hard. We are continuing to working hard. Peace without defense is an illusion. Of all, it's up to Iceland and Norway to decide their future. As you know, the European Union is an open door institution, but we respect the decisions of the sovereign states.
On so-called principles of collective defense. It means that if you are not investing into capabilities of your country, you are diminishing not only your own defense capability, but you are diminishing the capability of the whole collective defense.
I'm not sure whether the people in Palestine would have survived without European assistance. So we are assisting in this program. We are helping in training the police officers and other personnel. And we would like to be the generation who will be capable of solving the situation in the Middle East. Of course, we want to be players and not only payers.
One of the most fervent, strongest supporter and champion of the WTO. We want to preserve the world trade based on clear norms, rules and obligations, but it's also clear that we need to modernize the WTO organization, and I was very glad that I heard the strong understanding for this position also for the Director General Ngozi. In these 5 years, we lost like almost 300 billion euros of our GDP and more than 280 billion of our export opportunities.
It is within the remit of the Commission, as an external representative of the Union, to accept invitations of this kind as a matter of international courtesy.
So first of all, Commissioner Mikalev's decision not to attend the opening ceremony, it is a symbolic move to show concern for the decision that has been taken. It is not a boycott, as some have, as we've also seen, interpreted.